Well, good morning, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my Moto and Travel Diary. Something new that I've introduced in the last few weeks. We're down at Rawai Beach and we're going to be travelling up the coast. I'm not going to be doing too much commentary, just as and when it needs. So sit back, enjoy the ride and enjoy the music. So we're going to be following the coast road from Rawai. We're going to pass through Nai Harn Beach, Pomtem Cape, up into Kata and then onto Karon. Hopefully it will stay dry. We have seen quite a bit of rain over the last couple of weeks and there's a few rain clouds knocking about this morning, I have noticed.
Step by step, I've walked 100 miles and I still ain't sure just what I'm trying so hard to find. The night seems longer and the wind blows louder when you wandered so far from home. If I cross your mind, say a prayer, I'll find my way and get off of this only road.
Can you hear me? Tell me, can you hear me? I've been calling out for help, still don't see nobody near me. I'm down it, almost underground it, so deep in the valley, I can't even tell you which way is the mountain. God, the only word I got, I could probably plant a garden, all this dirt I got. Trail of broken hearts behind me from the hurt I bought. Sometimes I really start to wonder if I deserve my spot, cause I'm just a man who's got blood all on his hands. But does a humble sinner still deserve a chance? They say a prayer for me, I think you would advance.
I've walked 100 miles and I still ain't sure just what I'm trying so hard to find. The night seems longer and the wind blows louder when you wandered so far from home. If I cross your mind, say a prayer, I'll find my way and get off of this lonely road.
Off of this lonely road, off of this lonely road, off of this lonely road, off of this lonely
Get off of this lonely road.
Would you catch me? Tell me, would you catch me if I told you I was sorry? Could I fall into your blessing? Would you wrap your arms around me? Never drown me. If I walk towards the light, could I tell him that you found me? God, the only help I got. I know some people plotting on me, probably thought I'd rot. Praying for my downfall, wanna take my spot. Guess I deserve it, all the evil came on my heart. But I'm just a man who's got blood all on his hands. But does a humble sinner still deserve?
So we're just arriving now at Pomtem Cape. Great little area to come late afternoon, early evening and watch the sunset. There is a viewing area just over there and some very nice views indeed.
And the wind blows louder when you wandered so far from home. If I cross your mind, say a prayer, I'll find my way and get off of this lonely road.
Off of this lonely road, off of this lonely road, off of this lonely road.
Nai Harn Beach just over there in the distance, and just before Nai Harn we come to Yanui Beach.
And get off of this lonely road.
another very picturesque spot known as the Windmill Viewpoint. And now we start to drop down towards Nai Harn Beach.
I had a feeling, why am I not surprised? Shattered the ceiling, the glass in my eyes. I'm turning cold, why you so cold to me? Some of the words get harder to find. Swallow my feelings, they don't sit quite right. I'm like, what's the point? You disappoint. Only showing up when it's convenient. Why is no one here to save me? Moving pieces across the board like it's a game. Or what a way to frame me. I know I shouldn't care, but I'm over being you. And maybe it's all in my head, 'cause it's time for something new. I'm not even famous, but all you blaming on some lame excuse. And maybe it's all in my head, 'cause it's time for something new. I needed new friends when you didn't show. Poured out my heart while you say home. And I tell you something, it broke my confidence. When these thoughts are toxic, it's darkness. Only showing up when it's convenient. Why is no one here to save me? Moving pieces across the board like it's a game. Or what a way to frame me. I know I shouldn't care, but I'm over being you. And maybe it's all in my head, 'cause it's time for something new. I'm not even famous, but all you blaming on some lame excuse. And maybe it's all in my head, 'cause it's time for something. This is the start of, this is the start of, this is
Now I did notice this morning some riders participating in the I forgot what it was called now, the Distinguished Gentleman Ride, which is a charity event that raises money for men's cancer. I had seen it advertised, I just didn't realise it was today, Sunday. It was going on, and they are going to be running or riding from Phuket, I think, over into Phang Nga or Krabi. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where they go from Phuket. I think they may have come from Krabi to Phuket and then are going to Phang Nga and Koh Lak, but I'm not 100% sure on that, don't quote me on it. But if I'd have realised sooner that it was on, I may have joined that, because all the money, you have to pay to ride, but all the money that the riders pay goes to charity, so it's in a good cause. See that big black cloud there looming overhead? notice loose sand and gravel on the surfaces of the roads here in Phuket, and it's something you need to be aware of if you're riding a motorbike over here, a scooter, whatever it may be. This is quite common on a lot of the roads. The surface sometimes can be a bit loose, and it has caught out a lot of riders, especially in the bends. If you're going a little bit too quick and you hit some of the loose sand or gravel, the bike can quickly slide away from you. So that is a word of warning. If you're new to the island, just be cautious with your speed, especially in the bends, because the island is known for this on the road surfaces. It's particularly bad in the rainy season because the rain obviously dumps sand. It's mixed in with the rain, believe it or not. It gets sucked up and then distributed in other places, not just the beach, and can be a little bit scary if you're going around a bend quickly and you see that on the surface of the road.
To get dangerous, I think you and me could take a little time. We could sail the seas and get wilder. We could get a little wilder. Take some clothes, but leave our phones. It's better with someone than it is alone. Let's get wilder. We could get a little wilder than we are. Remember that time when you were home alone? I pretended to be someone that you did not know. You chased me around the yard with a spatula. When you found out it was me, I said, darling, how do you like to live dangerous? I think you and me could take a little time. We could sail the seas and get wilder. We could get a little wilder. Someone than it is alone. Let's get wilder. We could get a little wilder than we are. Let's leave our phones and tell nobody. Let's go alone. Who cares if we're already married? The future is scary. So would you like to stay dangerous? Well, I think you and me could take a little time underneath the trees and get wilder. We could get wilder. Make some love and forget war. It's better with someone, whatever's in store. Let's get wilder. We could get a little wilder than we are. Oh, yeah.
It actually looks over Kata as well as a Karon. A lot of people get confused because Kata is nearer to the viewpoint than Karon is, but it is called the Karon Viewpoint. Over the hills. So for those of you who don't know, we are currently at Kata Beach. And the beach area is just to the left here, but unfortunately they've made it a one way and you can't go this end into the beach anymore. You have to go the other way, because once you get to the end of that road, as you go turn right onto the beach area, you can only come down it, you can't go up it now anymore. So you can't go down there, else I would have gone along that, because Kata Beach is a very nice looking beach. All the monks in the back of that taxi there. Now this coast road does run all the way up the west side of Phuket, and we will be exploring more of this road in coming videos. This is only the first one, and it's a very picturesque road, but a word of caution: if you decide to travel along this road, then just keep an eye on your speed, because as I've mentioned, the surfaces of the road here in Phuket can be very unpredictable. Sometimes you've got very good tarmac like we have at the moment, and then other times there's sand on it and there's gravel, and it can make it very hazardous and make it very dangerous. And every year we see a lot of bike accidents because people have travelled too fast and either gone round a bend and the bike has slidden away, or they've had an accident because of speed. It's one of the biggest contributors to accidents here in Thailand, speed and speeding. So just a word of caution. Of course, if you want to ride the bike how you want to ride it, that is entirely up to you, but it could spoil your holiday or your stay in Thailand if you have a motorbike accident. And my honest opinion is, when you go fast you miss a lot of the stuff. When you're taking your time, you can take in more of the scenery and what's going on around you. So now we're starting to enter Karon, and I've enjoyed the ride this morning actually, because it's been a while since I've been out on my bigger bike. I tend to use the smaller bikes around the island just simply because they're easier to ride and easier to manoeuvre. They're not so heavy and hot, easier to park and get around the traffic. It's the first time in quite some time I've actually ridden my bike around the island, and as I mentioned, I will be getting out more and doing some more. Well, you can see the rain now closing in just up here. I don't know whether you can make that out on the camera, but it's like a haze, almost like a light fog, but it's not, unfortunately. It's rain. Having lived here for quite some time, I get to know, and it always seems to hang around Patong. And of course from Karon Beach here, the next area is Patong. leave me a few comments down in the section below. Let me know your thoughts on the Moto and Travel Diary. I'm going to be getting out a lot more on my bike. For those of you who've been around for quite some time on my channel, you will know that the original origins of the channel started on my motorbike. At that time was a Kawasaki Z1000, which I owned for 4 years, but I've now changed it for this little beast, which is a Benellini Leoncino 500. Why? Well, I just felt that the 1000cc was overkill for Thailand. The roads are dangerous, to say the least. I'm sure some of you will know the stories of motorbikes and scooters here in Thailand, and I feel that 500cc is more than enough power to take me wherever I want to go in Thailand. And on that note, it's just starting to rain here. You can see it closing in over the hills there. Here comes the rain. Welcome to Karon Beach. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's ride, not a long one. Stay tuned for more, and I will catch you on the next video.